Hello, everybody. Good day. This is the Allman in the Morning Newsreel, sponsored by Yo Mama. Yeah, someday we'll have sponsors. If you want to sponsor the Allman in the Morning Newsreel, bring it on. And you know what, by the way, this morning is going rough because you know what? Guess who's crabbing at me? Oh, Denise over there. Has to have. Where are you? Let me see. I can find. There you are. There's Denise.
Hello.
Denise, what is the footwear today, by the way? Are you wearing tennis shoes or didn't notice? Oh, cute shoes. Nice. All right. Okay.
I don't really know what they are.
Well, it's not really flip-flop weather anyway. So I'm wearing flip-flops, but it's not really flip-flop weather. All right. So big news today: the incineration of two big fat Al Qaeda dudes in Iraq. Actually, a third one. We got news this morning. Passed away as well. Passed away, courtesy of the weaponry of the United States Army and Marines, as well as the Air Force, and courtesy of the Iraq soldiers who were trained by our fabulous military. But could Joe Biden have been any less enthusiastic about this big event over there? I don't understand why he's not enthusiastic about it. Maybe it's because they found memos written to al-Masri, written by Osama bin Laden. You know, the guy who Biden and the others claim wasn't in Iraq for the past 8 years. You know, when we were fighting the war when President Bush was president of the United States, you know, that time. So I guess no wonder President Biden isn't necessarily enthusiastic, but we certainly wish that he was more, because this is a big deal. Big deal, and further evidence that, indeed, Al-Qaeda has been operating in Iraq and had an interest there. And so that's the big news today. Also, the Space Shuttle Discovery, thankfully, landing beautifully today. We brought you that. And also the update on the volcanic ash. Yeah, Katie Benner told me this morning from CNN.com and Fortune.com that the chickens are coming home to roost as it relates to the global economy, because right now it looks like airlines all over the world are having issues with their finances now because they didn't have insurance to cover volcanic ash. And just this in from Washington, D.C., President Obama is now ordering all insurance companies to cover volcanic ash. So they're just running them up there in Washington, D.C. Also, by the way, we got a little bit of an inside scoop from Rod the Bod Boyd in Jefferson City about the Senate race. And it's not the Blunt Senate race. It is, and Carnahan Senate race. It is the Claire McCaskill Senate race. And some little fairies are telling Rod the Bod that there's a possibility that former Republican Party chairwoman Ann Wagner may be getting in the race. And there's also word that I'm getting that John Loudon might be kind of putting his feet in the water as it relates to challenging Claire McCaskill, that in 2012. So make sure you keep your and Senator Jim Talent. That was another one that we talked about. Also, by the way, make sure you go to Allman's Electric Stove. That is where you will find the evisceration of Charles Blow by the great Laura Ingraham. He's the one who wrote the op-ed piece describing a stage presentation at the Tea Party in Texas as a minstrel show, and then couldn't necessarily explain why he said that, so Ingraham actually takes good care of him. Also, by the way, in a positive development as it relates to common sense, Janet Napolitano, interviewed by this Bimbet Contessa Brewer on MSNBC, she was trying to equate the Southern Poverty Law Center's study about rising militias with a Pew study about rising thoughts that the government isn't exactly doing its job. And Janet Napolitano says, hey, I wouldn't link those two. There really is no linkage between militia and people who have problems with their government, so I wouldn't make that link. That's a big development. Now, some people called today and said, well, yeah, of course, Janet Napolitano is saying that after, of course, accusing U.S. Army or U.S. veterans of being potentially dangerous one time about a year ago, and also because she's now possibly a Supreme Court nominee, so of course she's going to be even-headed about all this stuff. But you know what? We in the common sense world will take whatever we can get from the Obama administration as it relates to common sense and their approach to the Tea Party movement and the grassroots movement. So we really do appreciate that. And I really do appreciate you listening to Allman in the Morning every single day from 6 to 9. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm Jamie Allman signing off until tomorrow for the next Allman Newsreel, sponsored by your daddy.